Okay, we seem to be working. Alright. Alrighty then. Well, we're patiently waiting for everyone to make it to the pits. Make sure our stream link is working. No problem. No. Yeah, alrighty. Let me. Ooh, deliveries are moved. Ooh. That's the first time that's ever happened. I don't have time to reset the game or anything, so. Well, I guess. That's not ideal. Anyway, where are we in the other stint? Lap 15? 16. Alright, so leaders on the final lap of the stint. That's not too bad, then. And I am back. Right. Still on the in lap. As it stands, leader, and the other stint is coming close to the end of his stint as we are now going into the pits. Alright, everyone is into the pits now. So it would be the 224 car, I believe, that will be coming out of pits first. And it's straight back over. Alright, we should be coming to the start at the moment. Going the first car of Stint 11 is refueling now and getting ready to go. Okay. And we're off. So the next car that will be leaving the pits, I think, is this one. Right, just look for the middle. Yeah, it's this one next. So anyway, I don't think it'll be leaving. Knowing as well, I didn't have time to reset my game reference. But anyway. Still go down the Dotman curve. So are we allowed to go just yet? And they are now refueling. Okay. So, next up it is another portion. Not that one, not that one, this one. Oh yeah, liver. That one wasn't easy. Really fun. You haven't seen the front of the car, to be fair. I think I'm going to turn yeah, that was the best. Alright, 2 minutes and 2 seconds the gap to catch P2 to the leader right now. Still a long way to go before he's coming out of the pits, so let's enjoy some on-track action. If you want a classic car doing time trials by itself right now. Alright, fatality still on the GP layout. That's so annoying. Right, let me load. But anyway, to be fair, if you look at the boost in there, it does look nice and bigger. So, shame. Anyway, third place is currently on the Dotman tour in the Stint cloud. So what it is, I'm going to try and figure out team's number. So this is the 111, I believe. So the IRO esports. We're chasing down the 224 NWR Motorsports. Two topped Brands Hatch. So the Motorsports has won the last 2 races of the season. So P3 is going to pits now. Number 303, Feel Good Racing, started this race in pole position. Falls down to P3 currently, 5 minutes 9 seconds to catch to the leader. I think whenever I'm looking at a car, I'm never looking, I just keep that wee thing in the left showing the car livery. So you can see who it's meant to be. So anyway, P4 out of the pits now, and you know what, that's a bit small. Can't be actually catching up a wee bit, but I suppose I'm going out the pit yet now. Give it a wee bit of time. Anyway, that's the number 1 of race assignment, which will be quite obvious, and there is a race assignment logo on the car. Ooh, P4, or 5, I mean, sorry. Not far behind, number 73. 73, okay, that's fine. Oh, they started this race in P2 Elite Racing Squad. So this could be the battle of the stint. If Bezzy is to catch up. Yeah, I don't have a clue how to pronounce that. Something we'll call race assignment. We're not at the gravel leave it there. Is P6 coming out of the yet? P6. So, I was just confusing. Oh! P6 now, number 27 car of Inferno Motorsports. And, oh, the number 20 car of Project 1 Racing. That's going to be actually close enough for the fence. It refuels to 58%. Refuels to 56%. How close will these two be coming out of the pits? Very little between them. So we could be having 2 battles maybe in this stint. No one else is doing it just yet. Alright, well, it should be a battle of Inferno and Project 1 Racing. But we get to watch during the stint as the gap isn't really moving much. It's goes down and up by just a few 100ths of a second, so both of them get back to each other right now. Let's hope we do something for P8 now is Jonathan, up to number 54 of my team. He's going to start this race P12. They will lead us down to start their stint. The gap between Inferno and Project 1 Racing is actually growing quite a massive amount now, to be fair. So, might not see a battle. Alright, might be first out. Better make sure it's charged. Oh, Jesus, we meant that as well. Yay. Anyhow, alright. No one leaving the pits currently, but the gap has grown to 2 seconds for this first lap. Ooh, 1 second penalty there. Is that why the gap's been growing? Probably not, but still in the pits. 4 teams. So that was a nice liver. Very silent. Alright, I don't even know yet. Oh, yeah, I believe it's the number 66 of the GT Finland racers. Don't know. That is couldn't tell minutes before. Could use GT7 using the using PSN, so could tell you. In fairness, this is my first ever time commentating on IRO. I don't really know many of the drivers, so this is gonna be fun. First time to commentate on them. Penalty for the race leaders. It's coming up to the back of P7, the Project 1 racing car. Still waiting on 3 cars to exit the pits. Oh, I'm assuming they must have disconnected the last stint. It's the number 7 Sector 7 racing car. So they must have disconnected the last stint then. I probably should have watched a bit more of this race before commentating on it, but oh, you can actually, these cars are actually close enough that you can see them in the same shot. Just waiting now on QRT and Portugal are still isn't it? Yeah. Just waiting on them now to leave the pits. Wish I had a keyboard. I could look at replay, see what happened there. It's looks like you're just going back onto the track. Anyway, so I'm going to serve the 1 second penalty now. That will bring Project 1 racing a wee bit closer now. reduce that gap from 11 down to 10. Right, so you're going to lose more time accelerating back up. Gap now. Nice, I think there's the race leader just behind him. So he's about to get lapped for the first time this race. It's been annoying that we can't see the livery, so we'll look this car which we can't see the livery of. Mayo. Oh, like, I can't remember now. Of Inferno Racing, isn't it? Inferno Motorsports. Gap from Inferno to Project 1 Racing sits at 8.3 seconds. The race leader looking to get to lap now, P7. There's only 2 gaps on maybe a minute. I think every other gap is over a minute long, jeepers. Oh, you have another stream up to see what those last 2 are. Dotted Hoare in the QRT team are this gap is growing once again though. The Inferno Motorsports driver of Romeo does seem just to be a little bit faster. My controller's died again, yay! But not this one, the other. My super fast charger. I don't have any charger to go reach me. This is not how this podcast was meant to go. But anyway, I think we'll all survive over. Oops. This should be charged up enough to survive a wee while. Anyhow, right, that gap grows quite a lot. Well, I can put that on charge, so it did. The blue flag has been waved now. So, actually I don't know what GTEC fuel is with blue flags. Most blue flag section for sure is to net by it. Oh, alright, QRT has been coming out of the pits over now, and so has Portugal All-Stars. So that gap, the third of only 3 under 1 minute. Oh, actually, another gap underneath a minute. P3 to P4. Alright, all driver swaps have been completed. And now we have 2 hours of fun with me. Well, hopefully fun anyway. Hopefully I'm not boring this. How are we in chat? How are we, guys? P4 coming up onto the back of P10. Few flags being waved. Very nice clear skies. Like they had rain during the night. Now the rest of this race. For the next two stints anyway. Stint and stint 12. I look at what contrast is given nice sunny weather. So it's bumpier on this the race silent cars will be hoping not to be held up. That's for sure. He'll be hoping to get this overtake done nice and quickly, because he would like to be catching P3 rather than losing any time to P5, and he'll get the overtake done now during the downhill and we'll lose. That would be nice. Things are a wee bit spread in this race, but yeah. 10 seconds to get between Project 1 Motorsports, or the races are, and Inferno Motorsports. 11 seconds that gap. But Feel Good Racing is, I believe that's Feel Good Racing, and you get the phone for the results team. I believe FGR stands for Feel Good Racing, doesn't it? It sounds right anyway. Just get a bit labour. 303, yeah. They started on pole position this race, Feel Good Racing. They're actually losing quite a bit of time here. That gap, I believe, was not like over a minute at the start of the stint. Or it might have been 40 or so, but down to 25 seconds now. This gap shrinking up nicely in the eyes of race asylum. Not so much for Feel Good Racing now, but how's this gap between them growing? To be fair, P2 is actually catching up to first. That gap was 202 at the start of the stint. Now 157. He kept that going into stint 12. There could be a shot. That come the last lap of stint 12. There could be a battle, but it just depends on who's the stint 12 drivers. At the same time, and Lewis could have just had a few moments going off track, costing time, and that's the reason the gap went down. Still, that's a lot of time to catch. Feel Good Racing run wide there. The gap now 24.8. This is where Feel Good Racing went off. I'm pretty sure that gap should be shrinking a little now. And actually grows. I don't know if that's where he went off. Oh no, now it's going down. The gap down to 23.5. The gap behind looks shrinking as well, so could we see a three-way battle for the final spot on that podium during this stint? Be nice, wouldn't it? By the way, if anyone wants any certain cars to be shown on the stream, just let me know and I will let you see them. Hopefully they have their livery loaded. I know a few Porsches don't, but any cars you want, just request them and I will happily show them. Give them their moment of glory on the live stream. But yeah, we're definitely going to be seeing a battle between Feel Good Racing and Race Asylum for sure during this thing. That said, that's a beautiful delivery though by the race asylum #1. I think I'll be happily looking at this race a wee while anyway. Any actually going on anywhere else in the track, like cars lapping other ones or something to entertain us? I think the race leader is coming up to, is it P6 in Inferno Motorsports? Or maybe still P7 he's catching. Yeah, still P7. Blue flags still waving for Valkyrie. The gap from Inferno to Project 1 Racing is growing since the start of the stint, so I don't think we're seeing any battles between those two. Elite Racing Squad losing time to Race Asylum currently, and Race Asylum catching up to Feel Good Racing, who Feel Good Racing has, oh, they have damage. Oh, that would probably explain why the gap is reducing itself. And I would imagine he'll be driving a lot of damage when the entire thing's down. He might be losing a wee bit of time, but it wouldn't be enough time for him to consider hitting. As well, it's GT7. When is damage ever cost you that much time unless it's empty damage? However, I don't know, it will cost him a wee bit of time, and that wee bit of time is Race Asylums that had some plan. Well, Race Asylum will be happy to see the gap reduce anyway. There's that gap down now to 18 seconds. Could we be seeing the battle in the next lap, maybe? Who knows? To the mini carousel there now. Feel Good Racing won't be liking to see that gap drop this much, but I suppose once we get to the first cycle of pits, they get to fix the damage. Hopefully they'll be able to maybe gain time on Race Asylum as well. You can also just defend like Prime Fernando Alonso. Just 15 seconds that gap now. Could be that gap dropped 10 seconds that lap, so into the best they go. They're losing too much time to this damage. So Race Asylum will get to bring us on by then. And off into P3 of this race goes Race Asylum. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. I don't want to be butchering people's names. that bad at all. I'll probably butcher a few people's names, but I don't want to badly butcher them now. And up at before goes the elite racing squad. Out of the pits now goes Feel Good Racing. Now, so seriously, it's really bad in Ireland. Anyway, can Feel Good Racing catch back up now to the elite racing squad and possibly to Race Asylum? Race Asylum's gap to elite racing squad is growing. This one isn't really changing much at all. It has reduced itself by hundredths of a second. So they are practically mirroring? They're practically matching each other as they go on through this. But yeah, if anyone has any cars they want to see on track, let me know. Team Esports, they started P5. They must have had a few incidents or whatever during the race. I watched them. Set yourself a race, and they'll get their livery up at the bottom or over on the left there, so you can see what their cars meant to look like. You can never know when the liveries didn't load, but P4 just behind them, blue flags waving. Porsche now off. Was that 66, was it? GT Fiddler Racers? Yeah. Yeah. Kind of a no man's land right now. 2 minutes to the car ahead. Practically 3 minutes to the car behind. So these next 2 hours, or next 4 hours of this race, so 3.5 hours of this race now will just be sitting in no man's land, really. So, yeah, gap from Project 1 Racing and Inferno Motorsports not really changing much at all, just sticking at that 14 seconds. As for nearly this whole stint, he's been looking at that blue flag waving as Lewis off the NWR Motorsports sits in the lead of this race by 1 minute and 51 seconds. To be fair, that gap is actually coming down quite a bit. And in fairness, this man setting laps 4-5 seconds faster. So Lewis might not want to be. Might want to start speeding up just a wee bit to try and keep this gap from going too far down. But as Mentality will cross the line now and set an 8:01, which is 3 seconds faster than that lap. So catching up to the race leader, he is. But we will just watch this BMW now, I suppose, as they are losing time to Race Asylum ahead, but they seem to be gaining time to Feel Good Race behind. Well, anyway, the gap kind of fluctuates, kind of staying the same. It's kind of annoying that we don't have the Oval Oval Esports, isn't it? Yeah, Oval Esports, the number 111 Vitality sets the fastest lap off this stint. Don't know what the fastest lap of this race would be so far, so but Oval Esports have won the last two races. Yeah, have won the last two races at Brands Hatch and at Bathurst, the 8 hours and 12 hours races there. So they hunted down this third win in a row, so they will. As 24 hours Daytona didn't really go that well by luck. It's been a while. I don't know. I didn't actually watch it. Didn't have the free time that day, sadly. But they finished their first race of the season in P5, 2 laps down. So yeah, but still 2 wins in their last 2 races. I'd say they'd be quite happy. With a 1/3 of the NWR Motorsports, though, are your leaders, sitting at a nice, comfortable 1 minute 50. But when you see the gap go down from 2 minute 2 to 1 minute 50, is that very comfortable looking gap, I wonder? So it's finding some mates right now. It's 5 laps, that gap went down. So that gap went down by 12 anyway, so within 5 laps, so by the end of the stint, that gap will go down another 36 or so. Anyway, yeah. 17 seconds both ways, the gap for Elite Racing Squad. As he loses, oh, actually, here, Racing Center must have even moved there. Loses time, well, only about a second, but anyway, so it's not too bad. But anyway, come the end of the stint, if the gaps keep going the way they are going right now, the gap between these two will be roughly around 70 seconds. So going into stint 12, it'll be just 1 minute 10 separate these two. There could end up in it, well, it's all relying on who the stint 12 drivers are going to be, but they'll be racing into the pits again. Oh. They still have 1 minute 20 to Inferno Motorsports, so well, but okay, right, so that massively increases the gap from they seem to have taken new fresh softs as well, so they're kind of going through their tyre allocation right now, aren't they? I don't know how many softs actually each team was given at the start of the race, but still. Anyway, oh, race leaders into the pits. Those tires do look dead. What tire compound do they go on to now? I wonder. This does allow the Oval Esports driver of Vitality to catch up. It's quite a bit more. His soft tires as well, though, are looking a bit on the cooked side. I wonder will they be pitting or will they go for another lap? New fresh set softs 50% on the fuel. Will Vitality do anything similar to that? Will be interesting to see anyway. But yeah, that gap from Elite Racing Squad to Race Asylum, not really changing too much. And that's the gap from Project One Racing to Inferno was only 13 seconds now. I believe that was a bit closer at the start of the stint now, but you know, did that not go over 20 seconds at one stage, so feel good racing though. 52 seconds or 42 seconds to the Elite Racing Squad. Hoping to keep the rest of the stint damage free because that's twice now they've had to pit for damage. So they're hoping to go clear now as we head now. 3 hours, 15 minutes left to go in this 24-hour race. And in the pits goes the Oval Esports car being drove by Vitality at the moment. He does pit stacks a wee bit more than 50% fuel, I would say, to the soft tyre. Again, I would say actually during the wet stage of this race, they probably saved up a decent amount of softs anyway, so. But yeah, taking a wee bit less fuel, saved a wee bit of time for the driver, the 224. So the gap has grown a wee bit. Vitality are hoping to reduce that gap a wee bit more, but Race Asylum will be pitting at the end of this lap. They look to have nearly no fuel in their tank at the moment, so it's just a very small bit there. So still a third of the lap to go yet, so we're hoping that fuel survives for the rest of that lap. As the Elite Racing Squad look to have enough fuel. I don't think it's enough fuel to go for another lap now, but they're definitely going to make it to the pits anyway. No doubt about it, Race Asylum will make it to the pits, but if they were to be running low on fuel and they had to turn up their fuel saving to lean or whatever, it would give a decent amount of time for race for Elite Racing Squad to catch up. But anyway, that gap growing. close a gap behind Rosie Moore. That's more damage for the full field of racing team, who probably won't be feeling too good right now, as that allows, if they have to pit for that damage now again. I mean, during the pit cycle anyway, most teams are pitting now, but still, that would allow Inferno Motorsports just to catch up even more. Because at the start of the stint, I didn't think Feel Good Racing would be looking at a battle against P6. I thought they'd be staying up there, but that damage now costing them lots of time. Goes into the pits with barely any fuel left. Goes the race asylum car. Yeah, I'm not going to trip it out. I'm not. Yeah. Into the pits as well goes the elite racing squad. As you would imagine. So will Feel Good Racing, as that gap down to P4 is going to go over 1 minute by the looks of it. It's not been a stint to remember, that's for sure, but there's still 3 hours to go in this race. 1 hour this stint, 2 hours next stint, so plenty of time to catch it back up. It's out of the pits on the racing softs, though. I would imagine most people will be sticking to the racing softs for the rest of this race, probably. I'd say they have plenty of softs left. Yeah, into the pits. Where did that rear axle damage go? Do we have light damage? Doubtful, but like, I could have swore his right rear axle was damaged. But anyway, it pretty actually pitted that is actually pretty gain time on the elite racing squad there, actually, because Haley fixed his damage. He already had fuel and tyres, so anyway, 13 seconds the gap between Inferno and Project 1 race. It'd be nice to get to see their nice green livery on the car, but it's not have to look at it. Just there on the left. The BMW now in the pits, new set of tyres, and will refuel up. Lots to go down this block around the grid. Portugal All-Stars, currently 1 minute to QRT Esports, who are 3.5 minutes away from the Sector 7 racing car of Bob Meyer. Followed then by the Porsche of Finland All-Stars, or no, it's Portugal All-Stars, isn't it? They're Finland something. Don't know. GT Finland racers, sorry. Anyway, then practically 2 minutes up the road, it is the My Team Esports, I believe, is it? Or, yeah, My Team Esports. Started this race in P12, started at the back of the grid, up to P8 now, so they'll be happy to see that they're catching. I've got a few places anyway that I'm happy to see that. P7 then, and goes out chicane. Or is that the chicane or that Schumacher race? Or no, it's not Schumacher race. It's a few corners before the chicane anyway. Anyway, it's Project 1 racing Valkyrie, who is not far away from the BMW of Inferno Motorsports. So then Inferno Motorsports, 1 minute behind Feel Good Racing, who pick up damage 3 times during this stint. We're hoping now just to keep these next 10 or 9 laps clean going into stint 12. Then P4 in the BMW is Elite, the Elite Racing Squad. Oh, yellow flags up ahead. Who's that for? It is Bob Bayer in the wall. I don't have a keyboard, so I can't look at replays, sadly, but I would say he would probably rather me not look at that one again. So we'll keep doing what we're doing, keep going up through the grid, I suppose. As 16.5 seconds up the road, it is Race Asylum, who would have a massive amount of time to catch if they wanted to make it to P2. It's Vitality of Ovo Esports. We'll let you see their livery there on the left. See, they don't have their livery loaded. It's kind of annoying now, to be fair, but they are purple at the moment. But then it's our race leader of NWR Motorsports, who started this race P11, second last they started, and they made their way all the way up into the lead of this race. P2 in Brands Hatch, and P3 in Bathurst. P3 in Bathurst qualifying, that was oopsies, and P9 in Daytona has been the result throughout the season so far. So interesting to see that within these next 3 hours, can they make up that gap? It'd be very hard to do that now, but Ovo Esports will be hoping to get 3 wins in a row. And this is NWR Motorsports looking for their first win of the season. And it wouldn't be a bad track to do it now, wouldn't it? Get your first win of the season at the Nürburgring Nordschleifer, that would be a very good achievement for the season. But yeah, the next race after this one, they head to Suzuka for 8 hours right there. I wonder if I could get to commentate a stint in that one. Hopefully. To be fair, first time commentating. Then IRO, obviously it's the 11th stint of a 24-hour race now. It's going to be making up gaps, but still. An 8-hour race, I might get to commentate on some overtakes, because all overtakes in this race will be done through pit stops. So, anyway, Project 1 Racing are losing to Inferno. Well, barely any time at this current moment in time. But Elite Racing Squad, I don't want to watch them for this wee one, because could they catch, I wonder? They'll be looking both ways. They'll be looking ahead, wanting to catch up to Race Asylum as much as they can. They'll also be looking back. They'll also be looking behind them a wee bit, noticing, well, that gap behind. thankfully isn't shrinking for them as they go purple through the first sector. I'm assuming there must be a few teams missing from the must have retired from the season or whatever, because wasn't there like 14 at the start of the season? Wouldn't they give like split two teams, both them up, wouldn't they? I don't know. I'm not. I don't really watch much of the season so far this season. I always try to watch as much as I can. Sadly, I always tend to be busy with my own team and other races, but where is this photo I saw earlier from the track corner teams? Oh, there it is. I just remember they're all German. I thought being pronounced that. But yeah, there doesn't seem to be any gap shrinking. They all seem to be growing. So everyone seems to be going purple in Sector 1. Gap for the rest lead underneath 1 minute 59. Be interesting to see how big or small this gap will be going into Stint 12, because they started the Stint off 2 minutes 2 seconds behind. They're down halfway through the Stint now. I suppose they're only 14 seconds caught up, but still only halfway through the Stint. They can catch up more time. And during Stint 12 they can catch up even more time, so it's going to be interesting. As the Oval Esports driver up by Taffy goes fastest once again. But in fairness, Lewis starting to set down some fast laps again now. Still, they're fast. They don't seem to be fast enough. As these drivers are absolutely rapid around this track, and they're rapid around nearly every track in this game. I don't know how they can do it now, but they do it somehow. It's impressive though. I wish I could just have half the skill these drivers had myself. Because to be fair, if I was driving, I would probably be like, 27 laps down at this stage. I'd probably still in Stint 9 at this stage. But it's impressive how fast these drivers are, I think. In fairness, most ones have half the amount of tyre wear, or pretty much half tyre wear that Feel Good Racing have. Feel Good Racing did win the opening round in Daytona, but I'm pretty sure they were using the Viper during that race, and they made their change over then to the Porsche. So I suppose for using the Viper, you would want to be getting yourself into the podium anyway, around Daytona. But there was a lot of teams that used the Viper. Oh, excuse me. Alrighty though, anyway. The gap from Feel Good Racing to Inferno drops itself down just a wee bit so far for this lap. So the gap between Ovo Esports and the gap between Vitality and Lewis reduced itself quite a bit there. 1 second within already this lap. These are absolute reels right now, Vitality. That gap from Field Good, I think, is growing between. I think the only gap in this race that's actually reducing itself down is Feel Good to Inferno, so it'll be interesting to see now at the end of this stint how close are these two going to be, because it's just not been a stint to remember for Feel Good Racing. They'll be hoping now during stint 12 in an hour's time they can reduce that gap again, or grow the gap again. Or well, reduce the gaps ahead anyway, try and recover. They would love to recover their podium, I would say. But over a minute that gap would be to Race Asylum. But anyway, alright. We are over halfway through this first, or not this first stint, it's 11th stint. And like only one driver hitting the sub 8-minute lap time, and that's the driver who is chasing down a race win here. It would be their third in a row. I think I've mentioned that like 1,000 times at this stage, but still. As we go on to the 9th racing lap of this stint. And the gap at the lead still 1 minute and 45 seconds. That gap started at 2 minutes and 2 seconds at the start of this stint. Has since shrank a wee bit. Inferno Motorsports getting the blue flags waved at them. Still going fast enough that Lewis isn't really catching them. Feel Good Racing gap to Inferno is shrinking ever so slightly. But interesting to see now just during this lap how much it will shrink. On to lap 10 goes the Ovo Racing of Vitality for Ovo Esports. Happy with a P3 at the moment. I don't think they're going to be catching any. P2 now, 4 minutes up the road. That would be a very hard gap to catch within 3 hours. Could be very hard, but it's not impossible. You never know what kind of crash could happen up the road. Hopefully no crashes. I don't want to be doing any commentator's curve right now, but it will hopefully have a nice clean rest of this race. Well, 1/4 through the lap, and Inferno have gained around a second, so if they were gaining around 4 seconds lap, there could be a battle between them and Feel Good, on the end of the race. Stint 12. The blue flags are waving again, so they must have gained time with Lewis. Lost it again now, though. So we'll just watch this for a wee while, just listen to the noise of this beautiful car. Anyway, that gap now, 1 minute 44. This gap now nearly 4 minutes 10. Feel Good Racing seems to be just blowing through their tyres quite a lot faster than Inferno. But at the same time, I think Feel Good are all a lot older set of tyres, so that would probably explain a wee bit of the pace difference. So it's like 1 lap around the Nürburgring difference is a lot more than your average 1 lap difference of tyres. But still plenty of time for Feel Good Racing to get themselves back into a podium shout maybe, but it'll take a lot of work to catch up that gap. Alright, let's do a run through of the whole grid because not really much happening. So, in P12, currently it is Portugal All Stars, followed then by QRT Esports, which then you have followed by the livery that's not loaded, so let you see it on the left there. It's the number 7 car of Sector 7 Racing. Then we have the GT Finland racers in P9. P8 then we have My Team Esports, followed then by Project 1 Racing in P7. They're never got loaded there. It's meant to be a nice beautiful green with number 20 on it. They're followed then by Inferno Racing in P6. Then they're chasing down Feel Good Racing, who lost nearly 2 seconds this lap to them. That 1 lap difference in the tires is probably the reason. But Elite Racing Squad then in P4 with P3 Race Asylum. And then in P2 we have Vitality of Oval Racing, or Oval Esports, sorry, and NWR Motorsports lead this race by 1 minute and 43. So that is your rundown of the grid. If anyone has any cars they would like me to watch for a wee while, let me know and I will put them on our screen. Hopefully their livery is loaded. If they're a Porsche, probably 50% chance that there isn't. So yeah, I think there's 5 Porsches, isn't there? 3 of their liveries aren't loaded. Sorry, so the Porsche won't load. The rest of the liveries will load nicely, but it's the first time that's ever happened to me. Ever in my time doing commentating. The liveries have always loaded for me now, but always time for a first time, I suppose. I would expect pit stops to be taking place now on lap 12. Vitality have just got past the My Team Esports. 2 teams with a livery loaded. To be fair, both of them do have nice enough liveries. Or what was the My Team livery again? That was that was nice purple. I feel like it's annoying that the liveries aren't loaded, but I didn't have enough time to reset my game or anything because I got into the lobby quite late. I was trying to give myself food to go, yeah. But anyway, 2 hours and 45 minutes left to go in this race. Is 2 hours and 45 minutes enough to catch 1 minute 53 seconds gap? Well, Vitality and Oval Esports will be hoping so. Say they'll be hoping so is an understatement. They'll be dreaming of it. But yeah, I would expect some pit stops to be taking place now in this next lap. Possibly. Maybe. No, to be fair, I think Vitality did take quite a decent amount of fuel if it runs this lap, so. But Race Asylum just growing that gap behind them to Elite Racing Squad growing their gap behind them to the Feel Good Racing, who probably haven't been feeling too good after this stint. But I'm hoping now for the rest of the stint and to the next stint they can just recover a bit of time and maybe get a P4 back. Yeah, further Motorsports catching up to Feel Good Racing, 51 seconds that gap now. I believe it was 54 this time last lap, wasn't it? So that's 3 seconds gained in 1 lap. After they do that for the next 6 laps of the stint, let me get my calculator out. 6 times 4 is 20, isn't it? That gap could go down to around 30 seconds by the end of this stint, opening up what could be a good battle in the final stint. Blue flags waved for Inferno again as Lewis catches back up to them. And that gap, 1 minute 42 now. And Vitality has managed to crawl back 20 seconds within the first 10 laps of this stint, so not long left to go in this one. Interesting, I suppose, during this pit cycle to see can Vitality catch a wee bit of time during this pit cycle. I'm under the assumption they'll be pitting this lap and they'll be going down to the end of the stint. And that's probably how long the softs will last for, so onto the grass there for Elite Racing Squad of Bezzy. I should probably use their actual names instead of just what their team's called. But anyway. Awesome Graham. Hasn't had a great stint now, but still he can probably pit now and get the fresh set of softs, and who knows, he could possibly go on absolute reels then and catch back up to the racing squad Bezzy, so it's going to be interesting just to see how the rest of this race unfolds with some of these battles. So obviously the gaps are absolutely massive right now, but most gaps been over 1 minute, some over 2 minutes, some over 4 minutes. There's 2 gaps over 4 minutes. So, yeah. Alright, that gap between Race Asylum and Bezzy rose to over 20 seconds now, just looks as so. Into the pits goes Feel Good Racing. Into the pits won't be going Inferno, so we could have a battle. Depending on where Feel Good Race come out, we might have a battle for a lap before Inferno pit. I guess the tyres changed when we're refueling now. I don't think Inferno's going to catch up. You know what? Inferno might catch. Coming out of the pits now, going down into the straight now, good. I reckon they are going to catch. Maybe just not. As the race leader comes into the pits now. I don't know if he has enough. He'll have enough fuel, but will the tires will be dead going down the stint. 5 seconds now the gap between P5 and P6. Obviously, Mameo has to pit at the end of this lap, but that's not going to stop him from pushing as hard as he can just to get the assist. Probably, still a long time to go. You don't want to be risking going off, having a crash because you're battling the car. But now those new fresh softs helping. Well, actually, no, that gap just went down a wee bit. It'll be interesting, I suppose, just to see what way this goes. Okay, well, 1 minute 40, 100 seconds now, gap. Vitality at the pit. How much fuel? He'll be wanting to go a wee bit less on the fuel and Lewis try and gain a wee bit of time. But it'll be a matter of liters, a matter of milliseconds he'll gain. Really, so it won't really matter for too much, I suppose. Stint 12 long is open. Not a lot left to go with this one. To be fair, that gap has actually come down a few tenths since the start of this lap, so it's not going down enough that we're going to have a battle between these two, but it's definitely a possibility coming out of this race to the next step we can have a battle. Ooh, but sideways there, and that gap will just grow up now to 2 or 6.2 seconds, so but I feel good. We'll be trying to get a wee more of an undercut here on, I think, Race's call, because that gap is enormous right now, and they'll be hoping during their pit stop that gap does come down a wee bit. Oh, 1 second penalty for Vitality. That won't be a nice feeling as well now. Under 100 seconds the gap now. 23 seconds gained within this stint. Still has that 1 second penalty served during this stint or this lap now, so we will lose a wee bit of time. Obviously doing so, but and into the pits, race asylum go. I suppose they will be followed in now by Elite Racing Squad. They won't be followed in by Feel Good Racing as they've already obviously done their pit stop, but interesting now to see what the gaps are going to be now after this pit cycle, because this will be the last time they pit this stint that isn't for the driver swaps. So, he will leave the pit now with 53 litres of fuel. Elite Racing Squad will refuel up, I would assume, to a very similar number anyway. Refuel up to 53 as well. And Feel Good Racing now just going on to the dotted door. That gap there hasn't really shrank much through the pit stop. Still going to be, it's going to be over a minute anyway, I would say. But Matteo has to pit now, so that will allow Alton Jen to gain a wee bit of time on them. And now that gap will reduce itself down back to still going to be over a minute. No, it's going to be just barely under a minute. Anyway, Romeo into the pits now, and we'll be hoping not to lose too much time to Feel Good Racing. And here comes Project 1 Racing Valkyrie, who will be coming in as well. How much time will they lose to the Feel Good Racing car? Anyway, half an hour left to go in this stint. Alright, comes out of the pits on that gap, just underneath 50 seconds. So, we can definitely say that we're probably not going to have any battles within this stint. Oh, should we run off there, or did he just take a very wide line? More than likely, he probably just took a wider line than I would technically sprint ways faster than me. So, yeah. Jonathan of my team esports into the pits. Well, for this fresh set of soft tires, so we're hoping to get a wee bit now on the Feel Good Racing squad, who obviously have lap older tyre. So, but yeah, we'd expect that now. These last few cars to pit, and those will be the last pit stops that aren't for driver swap. My was a pitted last lap order that I would say I'll probably make it to the end of the stint. 5 minutes of gap to the car ahead to his position. And he's probably secured that 10th place. Very nice sounding car, that Porsche. You know what, let's ride on board and just listen to that beautiful sound car. Not the best of access through the carousel now, but still that gap just under 40 seconds. Was that gap went down 10 seconds? Was that gap originally 40 seconds? Was that gap originally 50 seconds at the start of this lap? But to be fair, Feel Good Racing is actually losing quite a lot of time as we speak, so if the amount of time that they're losing right now continues, we could be looking at a bit of a battle in this stint, which would be a first, it would feel like. Hopefully we do get the same battle in the stint, because I don't think there has been any. No, there hasn't. There's been no battles yet this stint. Everyone's playing it too safe. We need overtakes. We need it now. Every overtake that's happened this race has been done through the pits. So, let me just look back now to start off this lap. So, anyway, I'll figure out what their gap was originally in a second. So their gap was originally 58 seconds. He's gained 10 seconds, over 10 seconds this lap. So there must have been an instant for Fieldwood. Does he have damage? No. Because I doubt one lap all the tires are costing 11 seconds per lap now. But if you have to keep gaining around 11, 12 seconds a lap, we would be having a battle in roughly 3 laps time just before the end of the stint. But yeah, 37.9 the gap between those two this lap. And Mayo, good. And, well, he's driving quite well right now anyway. 11 seconds gained that last lap. And he's gaining on his personal best right now, so who knows what will be the gap come the end of this stint. Who will be ahead come the end of this stint? Well, I suppose we don't have long left to go in this stint. There's 20 minutes to go. We are on the penultimate lap of this stint, I reckon. No, third last lap of this stint. Alright, well the gap from Elite Racing Squad to Feel Good Racing is now over 1 minute and 11 seconds, so I don't see Feel Good Racing catching that now up at the next stint. I think their battle is now just to stay at the top 5. And this battle at the front hasn't really seen much change in the gap since the last time I checked. Still 22 seconds gained since the start of this stint. That'll be, I would say, Vitality Design's a very good stint. Obviously, it is extremely sunny at the current moment, so we're not going to get to see much wet weather for the rest of this race, if we were hoping to see in it. "56 seconds now the gap. 1/4 into the Nordschleifer. And alright, I suppose we're quite a little bit of time left to go in the stint. Let's go through the running order off this grid one more time, I suppose. So, in P12 currently it is Portugal All Stars, and that's currently right now. Up the road then it would be the number 64 of QRT Esports. Started P5 this race, haven't seemingly had the race that they were hoping for. Because now we move on to Sector 7 race, number 7, who hasn't had their livery load at all this race. Started P10, currently set P10. Well, they probably happy just to take P10, seeing their gap ahead. 4 minutes and 42 seconds to GT Finland racers, who started this race in P8, currently set P9. I mean, it's a difference in one position, they can't complain too much, I would imagine. 1 minute and 46 seconds up the road, it's my team Esports, who don't have a livery loaded right now, but it's there on the left. It's a pretty nice livery, in fairness, so it is. But then, 1.5 minutes up the road again, we head to Project 1 Racing, the number 20 car, who also don't have their livery loaded. If you look there on the left, it is a green and grey livery. Up the road from them with 26 seconds and starting to stand up on their way up a battle, but not at all. It's Inferno Motorsports, who we've been watching quite a bit of in this stint, as they hunt down Feel Good Racing, who have had a great stint. They've had to pit 3 times for damage. Since then, though, they've kept it clean. Started this stint P3, have fallen down to P5 though. They'll be hoping to try and recover something, or just at least keep P5 anyway. They'll be hoping for. Move on then to P4. It is Elite Racing Squad. 1 minute and 13 seconds up the road from Feel Good. And then they're actually catching right now. Somewhat catching up to the Porsche of Race Asylum, who are 4 minutes and 14 seconds behind Oval Esports, who don't have a livery loaded, but you can see there on the left of your screen is a nice white and black livery. Oval Esports started this race in P3. They've won the last 3 races in this series, or no, they've won the last 2 races in this series, and they are hoping to make it 3 in a row, but I don't see that happening at this stage of the race with these gaps being so large. But they'll happily take a P2, I would imagine. So that would be the top 2 in the last 3. They're followed then up the road by WR Motorsports, who started this race P11. A brilliant race for them at the moment to recover so many places. So, alright, well, I don't see a world where the the 224 of WR Motorsports don't win this race. I don't see a world. Now, that would be their first win of the season after finishing second in the Brands Hatch 8 hours last round. And, well, yes, it's time to go on now to the penultimate lap of this stint. We have 13 minutes to go in this stint. Well, 2 laps to go in the stint, but 2 hours, 13 minutes to go in this race. Alright, well, we're looking at the Feel Good Racing and Inferno Motorsports gap at the moment, as that sits at 33.9 seconds. Inferno catching 4.2 seconds that lap, with 3 laps to go in their stints. Coming down the stint, if they were to keep catching 4 seconds per lap, they would have a gap of 21 seconds going into the last stint of this race. We are still to see an on-track overtake in this stint. I guess not long left to go. Anyway, and very much vitality to be able to consistently be this fast, but it takes a lot of effort to do that. I don't know how it does. But yeah, I don't see Obo Esports catching that size of a gap now, to be fair, but it's the Nürburgring North Slifer. Anything could happen. We saw it in the real life 24 hours on the Nürburgring North Slifer when we saw the Verstappen racing team. They were leading the whole race, pretty much. They were leading the race for quite a amount of time, for quite a big gap they had, and well, all turned out for nothing at the end, I suppose. However, alright, well, yeah, there's 10 minutes left to go on this stint, but, well, probably 14 for, I mean, there's obviously a few of the cars in the back will have a longer stint, but 32 seconds the gap now between Inferno and Feel Good Racing. 1 minute 36 the gap now. Alright, well, we're coming up very soon to our last lap for the leaders in this stint, but don't be worried now, there's still plenty of laps to go, or plenty of time to go in this full race. Alright, well, now ultimate lap 4 full feel good race. That's this. Alright, well, we are, I think the next live stream is up for the, ooh, next live stream is me on it, or well, my live stream, is it? No, never mind, I'm just going crazy in the head. I thought that was my live stream for a second. Let's get funny. They're still doing their lap. Sorry, lap, that was my live stream. Because it's the same car. Couldn't tell you that, to be fair. I think it's 5 laps, or not 5 laps, I think it's 15 racing laps as well. But I suppose it could be over 2 hours for everyone else, but it could still be under 2 hours for the race leader. But yeah, I suppose this stint has, I suppose it has been under 2 hours before he went on to the final lap of the stint, so as long as it's under 2 hours before he starts the final lap and over 2 hours when he finishes, I suppose that's the correct stint length. But one more lap for Lewis to do, and he can then sit up and relax and enjoy the final stint, knowing that they are 95 seconds up the road to Oval Esports. And well, feel good racing. They'll finish up this stint, and they probably won't be feeling too relaxed just yet until around 5 laps into the next stint. If they're gaining time, they might feel comfortable. But 2 places lost within this stint. He won't want to remember this stint for a long time. Still though, top 5 is a very good result at the end of the day. There's another lap where Mayo does catch 4 seconds again. So if he keeps catching 4 seconds for his last 2 laps, that gap will go down to 20 seconds or so, which will leave whatever commentator that's after me to have a very nice stint to commentate on. Gap from P1 to P2, the gap is 94 seconds, 1 minute 34. And in my eyes, I don't see that gap coming down to, I might go under a minute, saying they have gained 28 seconds within the stint. If they gain the same amount of time next stint, it would be within a minute probably, but I don't see Oval Esports winning this race. I do. But yeah. I'd say IRO Motorsports will comfortably win this race unless they were to have a crash or whatever. Yeah, the original gap was 2 minutes and 2 seconds, so 28 seconds it's gone down. That, I think when they left the pits it was originally 2 minutes and 2 seconds, but it became around that, I think after like GTEC, I think it was around that anyway. But a matter of 3 seconds, I won't argue over what the gap was now. Probably was that. But yeah, I'll have to go with the stint for the top 2. The only 2 that are on lap 16. Five cars currently on the lead lap. Will Feel Good Racing be on the lead lap by the end of it, I wonder? And the Elite Racing Squad will be on the lead lap. Anyway, 27 seconds the gap between Inferno and Feel Good Racing at the moment. But okay, well, it's been a lovely stint to commentate on. We still have just 2 minutes, 2 seconds. Right. Yeah. Well, it has reduced by a lot more than I was thinking it was going to reduce by. I thought that was going to be one of those big gaps that just don't change at all, but fairness, it's down now 30 seconds. So Vitality has had one phenomenal stint, to say the least. Again, that much time. Yeah, race settled now onto their final lap. Along is Elite Racing Squad. 26 seconds now, the gap from Mameo. Yeah, 30 seconds is a huge amount of time to gain. But if they want any chance at winning this race, they're going to have to triple that the next stint. Yeah. Anyway, on into the pits now, or their driver swap goes Lewis. So, Vitality now in the pits. We get the straight for the next stint up just so I know what's happening. I'm confused about the other one. Didn't really get a chance to read the full bit of it. Anyway. Two cars with liveries, so. But yeah. I think there's a lot of drivers that can be happy with how their stint went. There'll be a few drivers that won't be happy, but still. If the fits go now, we'll go Vitality for the driver swap. And then they go, okay. Seconds. The gap, 27 seconds to gap behind. That gap growing, gap in front shrinking. As over in stint 12 on the track goes the race leader. But if you want to watch that stint, swap over. If you want to stay here and see what happens in this next lap between this gap, probably not much, but still, feel free to stay. Feel free to swap over though to GT45 Gaming live stream or Stint 12. But right, anyway, so So yeah, 24.9 gap now from Inferno to Fieldwood Racing. That will be something I will probably watch now. That will be an entertaining battle. I have to imagine this next stint. Just has to be, doesn't it? Has to be a good battle too. And alright, down Dr. Hooker last time, this stint goes to race asylum number 1 driver. For the first time I'm going to try and pronounce his name. The Tenkka? Nope, that was absolutely horrible. Don't pronounce names, you know you're going to fail. Anyway. Now, we will... Alright, anyway. And now, to bet the score his driver swap, he will go. So, he'll park up now for his driver swap and not too far behind him with 30 seconds. Elite Racing Squad. Meza now will get to sit up and relax while he watches the next 2 hours, hoping that his teammate can manage to catch that gap. Still good racing, haven't had a great stint, but still going to be battling out for that top 5. I'd imagine he'll be out of this stint. Will be an interesting battle. I didn't see happen. So don't forget, Stint 12 live stream is up over on GT45 gaming channel. Feel free to head over to that one and watch that. But still plenty of cars yet to do the driver swaps in this stint. Thanks for tuning in to the stint, and I will hopefully see you in a future race. Alright, well, build a racing car in the fence now, or their driver swap. Okay, the Inferno Motorsports Mayo it fits for their driver swap. Okay. Anyway, into the vets. Project 1 Racing. Go. Now, my TV Sports P8. driver swap. Oh, onto the grass there as well. So yeah, I really get the motion button at the bit. Alright, into the pits. Now goes the Mighty Esports car. Alright, have a good one. Enjoy your stint. Hopefully it goes well. A bit of competition here for the GT Finland racers, so yeah. I'll just bonus last time, but the dot toward the last time. Alright, into the pits goes the GT Finland racers. We have 5.5 minutes to wait until the next driver swap. You know, I think I just missed. We could have a battle between Sector 7 Racing and QRT in the next stint. That'd be interesting. Still doing well to go forward to the next car going for the driver swap. through the carousel for one last time now for Blair. Alright, and on to the Dartmouth Horn now for Bob Blair's last time this race. And into the pits now for Bob Blair. And then we have E. Yay. Alrighty then, to the pits now for his driver swap. And cars now are getting that to leave the pits. As we went now for Gonzalo. Alright, well, it's been a pleasure commentating over this stint. Well, let's be patiently wait for our final driver to finish his stint and say what an amazing time it has been to commentate on this incredible series. Hopefully, this isn't my last time commentating. Hopefully I did well enough that they'll invite me back. But yeah. on to Dot North for the last time this stint. Last car ahead on. And well, if anyone is still watching, thank you for staying all the way and enjoy the next stint over on GT47 Gaming Channel. So, yeah. So, thank you for tuning in, and it's been an absolute pleasure as we will just watch now as Mattia goes in now for his driver swap, and that'll be it for this stint. Okay, thank you everyone for tuning in. Bye.